Alright, so I'm recording this on the LPV60 using the HyperX Quadcast for audio through the voice note app on the Samsung Galaxy Book Ion, and I'm recording the screen with my AVerMedia LIVE Gamer Portable 2 Plus. So, I don't really do reviews per se. I'm just going to tell you some shit I like and some shit I don't like. So pros and cons, likes, dislikes, whatever you want to call it. So first things first, one thing I do like about this is you can upgrade the RAM. So I have a video where I show how to do it, but just for shits and giggles, let's take a look. You can see in the performance and memory, you can see 15.82 gigs, or 15.8 gigs, 12 available, 3.2 being used. I installed this memory in the device. That is not the correct memory, it's just what I had on hand. I mean, DDR4 is what you need, but just a quick housekeeping tip. We'll go ahead and see what should be here. So this guy BJ, he has a video on the Ion. I watched his video just to see, because there's not very many videos on the Ion, so I checked his out, and you can see open the Windows command prompt. So I'll go command prompt, right click, run as admin, type the following. Alright, so there it should tell you the part numbers. So this one is the CT8, whatever that is, right on the screen here. Then this MA4CTD, whatever the hell that is, that is what should be the correct part. And in his comments, he said the specific one that he thought it was, this part number here, which is the same number that's in this thing here. So I'm assuming you can just search for that number. Let me copy that and paste it. There you go. So yeah, it does bring up that part. I guess there should be a way to order it. It's on Amazon, I guess 4 gigs, but either way, that's how you would look to see what part it is. Alright, so let's get back to the actual likes and dislikes of the device. So, I love how light it is. It's only 2.62 pounds, and at a 15-inch laptop, that's pretty impressive. I mean, there is a ThinkPad that's like 2.4 pounds or something, but it's a lot more expensive. This is $12.99. I got it for $1,000 because I traded an iPhone. You can see I've installed some games on it. So this is another little double whammy here, right? So I love the fingerprint sensor. However, I don't like the short shift key here. This shift key is about half the size of what a normal shift key would be. Like if you look over here, it's half that size, and sometimes when you go to type, it gets a little funky. I saw it in a couple of reviews before I started, and I was like, yeah, that's stupid, who gives a shit about that? But then it's definitely a concern the more I use it. So I generally use a Samsung device, so I was glad my buddy Tony, the world famous Second Tony, does not like that all this Samsung shit's installed, but I do like it. Particularly Samsung. I was excited to have Samsung Gallery and Samsung Notes, and obviously this voice note, because I'm going to use that like what I'm recording my audio on right now, assuming it doesn't fuck it up. So I was excited to have the notes on there. So let's go to Samsung Notes, because in theory it should sync between my phone. So I have the Samsung Notes here that I use all the time. So I'm probably gonna blur that out because some of this shit I don't want people to see. Here's what annoys me. It did sync, but then it didn't fully sync. So like Galaxy Book Ion dislikes. I wrote some things here, and you can see on my phone I have the same note, but it didn't update the title, and it didn't add this part. Like let's say if I write taco on here and then save it. So, in theory, if it was a like Google Keep or something like that, or Notion, which I've been a big fan of, it would sync and I would get the taco on here, but I don't, right? And I don't see a way to like refresh it or source. Like it's kind of a pain in the ass then. Like I don't know how. So I started that note on the phone and it just showed up on the computer, and then I edited on the computer, and then it doesn't sync back and forth like you would expect. I do not see a setting here to update it accordingly, so it's kind of annoying. Because like for example on here I did have a note that Mobile Tech Review and another site I didn't write down took the back off of the Flex, the blue one that looks cool, and you cannot upgrade the RAM. But obviously I took mine apart and you can upgrade the RAM, so that's props for the Ion over the Flex. Alright, I don't like the number pad. So the number pad's here, and it's small. So it's a like a love it and hate it kind of thing. So I do like it whenever I want to type numbers in. That's pretty cool. But it's so small, and like the 0 is usually like a 2-spacer, and then like it's smushed in here now. So it's not always great. And then it's not on by default. You have to hit number lock to turn it on. So lots of times I'll try to hit a number and it won't be on. I'll have to hit the number lock to go back and do it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just dumb. The tiny shift key, that's by far one of my least favorite things. The off-center trackpad, because of the number lock, now the keys have to go this way, but the screen is here. So like I find myself like, I feel like my hands are kind of leaning this way while I'm typing, which they essentially are, because you have to have space for this. So as much as I like a number pad, I think I would rather have a keyboard. Like if this keyboard didn't have the number pad, I'd be a pretty big fan of it, right? I wrote on here that I didn't like the color, but that has since changed. The color's kind of really growing on me, and the fact that it's this magnesium, it feels almost like plastic, or I don't know. It doesn't leave fingerprints, which is pretty great, because I've had this thing for a couple weeks now, and there's no fingerprints. It looks brand new, really, other than the dent I made in the bottom. I took the back off. And you can see the bezels are really tiny, they're pretty small, right? I mean, there's a little bezel here and a little bezel down the bottom here, but for the most part it kind of blends in. I really like typing on it. You know, that's a weird kind of confusing there, because I do like the actual typing, like the keys. Like, see if I was going to make... So, you know, the keys are kind of soft to design all. It's hard to explain. I like the keys a lot. So I have this in comparison. I have a 2015 MacBook, a 2016 MacBook, MacBook Pros, and this keyboard, and then I have the Lenovo Chromebook. And both the MacBooks would be my least favorite, especially the 2016. That's one of the worst keyboards I've ever used. I prefer this one or the Lenovo, probably the Lenovo. If this one was straight on though, I would probably be a pretty big fan of it. It's just this number pad is just kind of off in the way, right? I just don't like, you know, as much as I like having a number pad on a full-size keyboard, it's just, I don't think it works for laptops. So if I was to buy another 15-inch laptop, or 13 or 14-inch, I would not want a number pad on the side, because it's not worth it for as much as I don't type numbers out, right? But again, and then for me, this is a 15-inch screen. I like a big screen a lot, and I have the scaling off. So like if we go to display, I crank up my scaling to 125. I did have it at 150, but at 150 it looks pretty bad because it's 1080p. So like whenever I was to open up like a website and look at text, it just doesn't look as crisp and sharp as it would on other sites. Like this is the Chromebook I bought. And, or if I go to, let's go to Droid Life. I mean, it certainly doesn't look bad. I mean, it's not like a horrible, like, oh, fuck this screen, but it doesn't look great. Like, I'm switching back between this and my Lenovo Yoga Chromebook that has a 4K display, and it's night and day difference. I would much rather, just for regular typing, and not even like watching videos, just like looking at screens, like people shit on 4K for a laptop, but it's not just for videos. I mean, just when you look at text and crispness of things, it looks so much better on the 4K display. So if this was like a QHD or 4K, I would like it a lot better. Now, obviously that would kill the battery life. The battery life is pretty stellar, but it's so strong, I think I would be fine with a little hit for the 4K display. That being said, when I watch a video on here, it looks pretty good. Like if I was to go to YouTube, and let's just look at, this is a new trailer, I'm gonna mute it because I don't want to get dinged by YouTube, but you can change the settings. So it's on 1080p. That's all this is gonna handle because it's 1080p, but like, you know, it looks pretty good. I don't know how well that comes across in video, but it looks fantastic. I mean, I would have no qualms watching videos on this or whatnot. That's not where for me, where the 4K makes a huge difference. It's the day-to-day stuff, like the text, like mainly when I'm using, so like I use Google Messages, or Android messages, so whenever I'm texting like Tony and telling him he sucks, so I'm texting Tony that he sucks here. This font just doesn't look good. It looks, I don't know, it just looks not great. I'm like, it's hard to explain without seeing it side by side, and that's not going to make any sense on these videos, right? Just gonna take my word for it. Just does not look as good as it would on the Lenovo, which is a Yoga Chromebook. But I like that Yoga so much, I went ahead and ordered the Yoga C940, a 14-inch Windows laptop with a 4K display and not a number pad. It's a little heavier though, so it's gonna be 2.98 pounds versus 2.62 pounds. So that's kind of a, you know, toss up there. But like, and I did install a game on here, so Realm Royale is a game I play a lot, and it looked pretty good really for what it, when I played it. It looked pretty good. I'll make a separate video probably with gaming on here, but it didn't, I mean, this isn't a heavy game, it's kind of like Fortnite, I guess, but I like it better. It seemed to work fine. I didn't have any lagging or any problems. It looks just as good as it does on the Switch, if not better. And probably on, I mean, I'm sure the Xbox technically looks better, but I didn't notice any problems when I was playing it on here. And I did like it. The 15-inch screen was really great there because I was playing, and I had this on my lap playing the game, and my son was playing the Xbox. We could be in the same room playing together, and you know, it was just a lot of enjoyable, you know, playing the game like that. And I used the 8-bit Do SN30 Pro controller that I would normally use on my Switch. So you can see I have it at 1080p. I had it at obviously 16:9, full screen. The resolution's like, I don't know. I mean, I have it at very high for word detail, shadow, medium, high, and it played fine like this. So like, you know, I have it installed Fortnite. I mean, I will, I guess, to try it out, but for most of what I would be doing, this would be perfectly fine. I haven't tried using it to render any videos. This has the Intel UHD graphics card as opposed to the Iris of the Flex or that Lenovo that I ordered. But as far as day-to-day performance, just my normal web surfing and dumb shit, I haven't had any problems with it. So let's just bench the CPU. Alright, so there's some details for you. I don't know what that means, so good or bad, but that's what we came up with. This processor 1401.0, and then this processor for single thread is 300.3 multi-thread set. Alright, so we'll run this benchmark and we'll see what it has to say. I don't know if this microphone's picking up, but the fans are running. Now, of course, it's running benchmarks. The fans do come on a decent amount here, but it's not terrible per se, right? Like, it doesn't, it's quiet enough. I don't really notice that much. It's just kind of okay, I would say. I should also note these benchmarks are being ran with the 16 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know if that makes a difference, but regardless, that's what's happening. Alright, so you can see the Geekbench scores 3792 for a single core, and multi-core 10643. There's some information about the memory. Yeah, it's random details you all may be interested in. Alright, so again, just to recap, I like the screen size. I don't like the resolution. I would like a nicer looking screen. It gets super bright. That's where the QLED comes in, but it's not, the picture's not as great as I would like. The bezels are small. I do like that. The webcam is okay. I've used it. It's nothing great, but most laptops don't have a great webcam. Same with the audio quality is fine. That's why I'm using the HyperX here to record it, because this is a, you know, this will be much better, of course. The port selection is excellent. So we have two USB-A ports over here. Over here we have full-size HDMI port, USB-C port, and the microphone port and the regular DC power, even though I'm powering it off of USB-C. I do like the keyboard, but I don't like how smushed it is thanks to the number pad, and I really hate the shift key. That's really one of the main things that's making me want to return it, because it just really interferes with my typing, and I do a lot of typing. Alright, so that's about it. You can just leave me any questions if you have anything about it, and then we'll leave me questions, comments, and then I'll answer the best I can. Alright, thanks for checking out.